me get you
Kel'Thas
guys.
and Junkrat are
Gul'dan's just
dirty.
not my favorite. I would rather do like Lunara or something as an
Well,
anchor.
she's a hyper carry. I don't think she can anchor nearly as well. She can't deal with that much pressure.
Let me get
Um,
the stream.
what do you think,
Here we
Oz?
are.
I would like your opinion on Lunara as an anchor.
Mm,
Compared to like a Kel'Thas or a Gul'dan or a Junkrat.
Well, Junkrat's
Kael'thas
better,
anchor.
obviously.
I would okay.
I
If
did
you just want
Kel'Thas
vision
anchor this
tools,
win.
is what I like.
Let's do an ordinal scale of anchors.
Well, I like wave clear.
Junkrat
Sure.
is good. I'd say he's probably the strongest still due to his ability to control
Yeah,
points.
obviously.
Rexar would sort of be my second choice after
Well, so
that.
not off laner, anchor. So
No,
he's
no,
in the
I mean
four man.
as an anchor in the form man.
Yeah,
Okay,
you can do some really cool things with Rexar, but
I'm
After
willing to hear the
that,
rest of them.
it would be Lunara. Gul'dan and Kael'thas are kind of weird. I've never seen those run at our level of play.
I think KT can work. It's definitely weird. Don't get me. The
So-
thing that I think you're missing, Yeti, is that I think a lot of anchors you want vision tools,
Yeah.
and those
So one of the
can be really
anchors
impactful.
I'm not talking about is Chromie, and understand, 30k on Chromie, that's scary shit. But there's a reason why you don't really see it high levels of play.
I think Hanzo can do
wave
it if you
clear's
can get
bad.
to
We're
4.
Hanzo's
we're
okay as well.
also in B. So like our opponents always clump. They always group.
Kael'thas OP then.
Well,
Yeah. Well,
I did really well that game, but not even on
he
bombs.
played it. He played it well enough that I
Yeah.
think I'm willing to play it. Like I am with you in that like KT just doesn't do enough damage if the team isn't being bad and clumping. But
One of the other big problems is stepping up and clearing the wave, or at least being able to clear the wave without getting, insta-gibbed by an aggressive tank. So let's look
Well,
at
yeah,
this.
it's part of
to
vision
be
and
fair, it was really good in that game because they were playing Lucio, and every time the Lucio came up to do anything, he would just get stunned by the KT and
Yeah,
deleted. It was just bad
alright.
Lucio play.
I
this is
assume
our
you're
first.
all in now, so you can see the screen share.
I'll be in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you can continue though. Like I'm trying to look away from the screen.
Yeah, just making sure
So
that
we can-
everything's set up. And if I get, say, hypothetically harassed by someone on the stream, I can answer whatever their criticism is. Okay, auto attack.
So this is the last game actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about Cassie? That was kind of I just told him I wanted to carry. I'm still getting used to some people's hero pools. I didn't love the Cassie, but it kind of works in their comp too with the
Here
blind.
is a weird place to take Cassia. That is going to be my perspective here.
So what do you think would be a good carry to take into them then? Considering that Greymane's banned and what's the other one that was banned?
Sylvanas is
Kavala's
banned.
counterpicked. Sylvanas is
Yeah,
gone as well.
Sylvanas is banned. Yep.
Let's see here.
Yeah, it was really
What's
awkward.
the backup. You don't really need camp clear, but you do need wave clear. I'm gonna have to open up Hero's profile for inspiration.
Yeah,
to
we were
answer this
showing Bala
question.
in this game, and then they just like took it first, and we were like, ah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, Well, ETC does have a glass jaw, has bad engage. You've got Muradin though. Hammer is almost tempting as a potential option here. If you can play it, Phoenix is pretty good.
The hammer, I like the hammer idea. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Not a lot of people
Because
play
they're
it.
just so bad at range.
The positioning is a bit weird too, though. Honestly,
Maybe Orphea? Does that work?
crowd control is going to make Orphea a bit difficult. Vala is going to be zooming around. You won't be able to necessarily get the kill on the ones that matter. Falstad, assuming not banned, is an okay alternative.
Tychus.
Cowbell's kind of resistant to Tychus. Like, I don't know. Cassio's the thing that fits
Okay.
most of a
So it wasn't
conventional
bad
build the
considering the
most.
bans.
The big problem, though, is Thrall, Zool, etc. There's so much hard CC, you're never going to get value out of the armor.
Yeah.
The
What about
ideal...
Lunara?
Sorry?
Well, yeah.
What about Lunara?
Lunara?
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a great wave clear, and you know,
Wave clear's good.
Okay.
Camp clear's good. You kind of have to go
Yeah, I
nature
can jump,
pelling here.
jump Vada. Yeah.
Okay, two people who are both in heroic have answered still being banned, and Danny is saying murky. So obviously not that. We're just gonna ignore that Danny is here and watching you guys.
Murky's definitely the best pick every game.
Murky's weird. You kind of have to play him.
But
as
what
a
about
flex.
melees like Mayev?
I mean,
Mayev, Kira.
Maiev. If you can play Maiev, you should play Maiev. Junkrat kind of synergizes really hard. Murden's not the right tank with it.
I do play Mayev a bit. Not as well as
But,
Rift does, but Rift will be back soon.
Okay, Danny, I'm gonna have to ask you. Maiev Junkrat.
We already picked the
Do you think that's
Junkrat,
workable?
though. We already had the Junkrat though, and you're the player. I don't know if Black plays Junkrat. I don't think that's really
Well, we're also thinking about moving forward. What are we gonna
with
do?
hero pills. Yeah, for sure. But I'm,
Alright,
I'm just thinking in this situation we already picked Junkrat.
Let's watch what we're doing here.
See,
Probably showing a bit too much, giving her a stack.
I don't know. I assume you really prioritized the actual. I assume you prioritized Junkrat here, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. That was our. I think that was our first pick even before Blaze, which is that's how we usually do things.
Honestly,
Well, we just had a really good. I don't know. They banned a lot of
Didn't they
stuff,
have
and
first pick this game? So we
Oh yeah, they
had
did.
2-3.
So we,
I
no,
think
yeah,
so.
yeah. It
Wait,
was. I
we
think it was
picked Junkrat Blaze.
Yeah,
wait, what did
for
they
the
first pick then?
They picked. Was it
Vala.
or Duel?
I think it was Vala.
Vala, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
still
I
the
think it was
bottom.
Vala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Vada.
assume they banned out the other hypercarries pretty early.
Greymane and Sylvanas, yep.
Yeah, both
okay.
are gone.
Honestly.
And then they third banned my Kel'Thas.
Oh yeah. What about Zojin?
Zul'jin's a bit of a meme. If you can play it, though, go for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, your composition is fine. It really depends on what your Cassie ult is gonna be.
He went lightning ball, but let's just get to the let's get to where we're going first.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'll be honest here. If I have to pick between Junkrat and Blaze when it comes to first picking, I think.
We picked both of them at the same time.
Well, no,
Yeah,
if
it
you
was
have first
actually
pick.
2-3.
If it's
Oh.
first
Yeah.
pick, Blaze should be your priority over Junkrat.
Okay, I usually do.
That's good to hear.
Doom knows that. He's a little sticky
Yeah, I play a pretty good amount of
Now, when
those.
was the healer locked relative to the Cassia? Earlier or later?
I think it Murd. I think Cassie was last pick because I was so unsure about the Cassia. So yeah, it was Murd and right wing.
And it's
I-
AA build.
We definitely want some help on positioning as well. It's something we
I like
struggle
the
with all
Murd
game.
because I mean they have so much auto attack too. It's like
Oh my word. Okay. I actually started to need to talk about some of MB's positioning here.
they're just so hyper aggressive, and I start backing off more later on. But yeah, because
Clear it here, but it's like-
kill me. I was just trying to delay.
See,
him a
how long do
second.
you stay? Okay. You stay for the W. Yeah, I think you can see why that's wrong.
Oh, for sure. I'm just trying to give vision and delay the rotation. I'd stay way too long.
Yeah.
Hey, we're here for feedback, and we doubt it. We know what we did well, so we're here to find out what we didn't.
Okay, so what do you do at the 1 minute mark on this
We
map?
should do our camp soonish on the left side. We did it soonish, but then I think right away for sure.
See,
We decided to split into a 1-3-1, by the way. Split wise, 'cause I felt like they're so aggressive that we didn't want to be rotating too much.
Well, here's the thing.
we
You
would-
have a double
and we would-
soaker. You have Cassia. You have a very gankable offlaner.
Oh, that's a good point. We should gank the bot way more often.
I mean, the
That's
three
my
of
I
you
can double soak.
can just sort of
That's
ignore
right.
this. Go for Zool. MJ can disengage. Go topside. Okay, you can see this, yeah? The green box. You can't see my cursor, or can you?
I can.
Okay,
Well, I
you
can
can
see
see
the
the
green.
cursor.
I can see
But
the
we-
green, not the cursor.
Interesting.
Weirdly.
Okay, so long story short, one of the things you can just do here is an early lane swap, have the Blaze take over. Junkrat's obviously going to have to catch topside, but the 3-man, once the shield is popped, Cassia you've got poly, you've got stuns, you've got the options and the means to kill Azul, especially if he's this aggressive.
Yeah.
And like, look at this. The dude's practically dying to MJ all on his own. And if it wasn't for that root, just canceling the charge, I think MJ might have actually been able to kill Mariner there.
And we actually just went into 131 too. I don't know, just like that's what 131's good at, is being flexible to rotate, because we could leave Junkrat as an anchor. So I don't know what we're thinking. We go to camp instead.
And you go for it. The Bruiser's fine. Like, it's no more than about 10 seconds late. Like, it could have obviously started at the 1 minute mark, but eh. They're clearing faster than you guys.
Did you call for that Zool Doom at all? Did I ignore you again? I know I have that bad habit.
No, I didn't. I probably should have,
Okay,
but
let's look at the talent.
I don't think I said anything.
It's fine, it's fine.
The two of us beat up on each other quite a bit in the early part of this game.
You know, I'm very
This
interested.
is something I should have called for sure.
Got the camp advantage here.
Yeah, so I think I wanted to push here. I think they miss a wave here.
That ECC should get giga chunked. Okay, Mariners rotates because he's developed priority. Okay, I'm gonna need to rewind that for a second. And you're number 5, I believe? No, you're number 2. I feel broad, you're number 1. Okay, let's see what your cooldowns are with this engagement. This one, I want to look at it from your perspective. Okay, you've got your charge.
My E back, but I don't have slow E yet, so.
I mean, if you want to seriously pursue that engage, you just jump on them, press W, and the rest of your team can follow you. Like, your W and your E came up around the same time, you can practically... Heck, if I'm not mistaken, you can just jump W, then wait a few seconds for Stormbolt to come back. And and the Cassia and the Lunar are both in position to follow through.
Okay.
Like, using jump...
I just felt like they were out. I don't know.
I mean, they're not out, though. They're not out if you say that they're not out.
Okay.
And I think that was...
Devin for sure, I agree. But...
That was definitely an opportunity you had to engage. Okay. I have to ask. Let me look at the Junkrat talents here.
Was it trap build or no?
No, I'm fine with the Junkrat talents. I just want to explain this decision making. Like, let's roll back. Watch the Junkrat's queue.
I'm not there.
Yeah, so you're not there, but you're going to be here in a few seconds, and you get your turn in. Where are you firing your Qs? Who are you aiming them at right now?
Just towards the ECC.
Yeah, but what about the minion wave? Like, what about the structures? So...
Good point. Because I was just thinking I couldn't go down and help with what they just did, and then the call was made to fall back as immediately, so I just sort of threw the rest of mine quickly, but you're right, I should be hitting
you're starting
structures.
to bear them right.
Just use the AoE.
Yeah,
That's what I think what he's saying.
I'm saying that you
I'm
want
agreeing with him.
to look for chip. Damage to structures, with the exception of Abathur, is permanent. Damage to heroes is temporary. And at higher levels of play, looking for poke damage to develop a rotation advantage is a thing. But for you guys, every bit of damage you can get on the map counts. Because one of the things that's true for a lot of lower level teams, or lettered teams, if we want to use that phrase instead, is that some games can go on for like 30 minutes, and part of that just comes from, those massive, every structure is down, but neither team really could develop an early advantage, so it's just...
Yep, so I agree, chipping down is a good idea.
It's a nightmarishly difficult situation. The point is, one of the ways you can avoid that is by taking every opportunity you can get to chip. Look to develop this kind of advantage and then run away with it.
So now the call's made for me to clear the clear the camp. That's why I'm staying.
Yep, that's perfectly reasonable. And the way you clear the camp is perfectly fine too. Like, that's a good W.
Well, I just wanted to get those melees, at least have my fort help.
Man, okay, where are we at right now? The clear is good. Takes a while.
They're sending me back top.
Okay. MB? Chronic thing that I've noticed for the first 3 minutes. when you're using Stormbolt, you're using it like you have the old version of the Q quest.
I'm using it too much, you think?
Just because you can hit a Stormbolt,
Yeah, I
doesn't
think I'm
mean
kind of
you
bad at Muradin
you have to.
pre-7.
Here's the thing. As far as I can tell from these 3 minutes, you're probably more accurate when it comes to Stormbolts than I am. Just by, I don't know, maybe
Well, I
10%
just think once I
margin.
get the 7 slow, I feel like I'm actually a hero. Until then, it feels like I can do so little because, you know, I can only hit one person with the Stormbolt and, you know.
But
they're not, if they're clumped like this, it feels
okay.
like I can't do anything, you know?
First and foremost, I think one of the important things to note here is that I've said this maxim 1,000 times, but I think it always applies. Kills in this game, when skill is even, shall we say, are almost always a combination of crowd control and burst damage. It's two of those things happening simultaneously, just taking one person out before they can do anything. Because most players are capable of recognizing sources of damage in real time and reacting to them, disengaging from not taking the full brunt of the damage. Most people are capable of accurately assessing traits. A little bit of crowd control, though, and, you know, they can't run away.
Yeah, I think the big mistake I'm making here, though, is we're doing like nothing to them, right? Like we should be going bottom to get Zool, like you were saying at the beginning.
Yeah, you've had a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
So
and it's like that's why we do the 1-3-1 is to gank the offlane, and I just should have recognized
that is yes, one of the opportunities you have. And you've said two things that I think are very interesting here that I want to address. One of the things that I want to ask you is, why is Zool a worse offlaner, generally speaking, than... Let's just talk about the big two, Hogger and Blaze. Why is Zool worse than those two right now?
Single target mainly, and he doesn't have a good escape either.
The second part is the one that
I mean,
want
his
to approach.
only defensive tool is his shield, and it's on a long cooldown.
It's on a long cooldown, and it doesn't stop all damage. It just reduces it. Blaze, Kaz already is a much beefier champion. He has a dash, and he has the ability to gain approximately 40% extra HP. It's not important. His trait is actually really strong compared to the Zool one. It gives a lot of effective HP.
And he has bunker at 10, yeah.
Yeah, like Zool and then Hogger can just, you know, go unstoppable and dash halfway across the map, and now you can't kill him. Hogger is frustrating for that reason. Stupidly high skill cap on that hero. So, you can chunk him out, and even if you can't kill him, you can force him to back or force him to fountain.
Yeah. No, I'm seeing that now. It was just a really bad.
The other thing I noticed, you were talking about the fact that I assume you're taking what's it called, heavy impact with this slow talent at 7. Yeah. Real talk though. Let's talk about your kit. So you already have a weaker version of that in just pressing E and then using Thunderclap. Yeah.
For sure. But
especially
the difference between 80 and 30 is pretty big, though. It's a root versus a slow, in my opinion.
Yes. But it's understand something. You have a Brightwing. You have a Vala. Your Vala can just you have a Cassia and you have a Vala.
Well, like the alternative is taking the stun talent, right? Usually, and I just don't feel like
no. I agree with you. That talent's probably the best most of the time.
I'm not talking. He's not talking about alternative.
I'm saying
you already
that
have
a 30% slow is already good enough that if both of your teammates are mounted, it's the same difference as if you hit them with a 70% stun. It's the movement speed difference you can make. Especially when your characters have movement speed amplifications in the Lunara's shield and the Cassia's ability to just fend in. You already have the engagement tools to jump on a target if you slow someone out of position. And into their lineup, it's Thrall, it's Vala. Actually, heck, it's auto attack Vala. There's nothing there to really kill you because of those block charges. You're just going to be invulnerable early on.
Yeah. I think I was afraid of Stacker a bit too early, though.
I mean, yeah.
I've been in some of those in-houses where it's like... I remember there's an in-house once where we literally gave a fort because we were so afraid of stacking balls. Which I don't think was the right call.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It's why, when you go in, you need to fulfill the conditions of actually being able to kill the target. You need to have damage, you need to have CC. You need to have both at once. You don't skirmish slowly, whittling her up at 27 stacks. You go in from out of vision, jump on her, slow her, stun her, and then kill her in the next few seconds. That's how you want to be taking engages. You want to be putting
And I think that's
fear
easier if we have
in their
Sylvanas though
balls.
too, where Cassie is a little less mobile, a little less.
A
You know,
little
able
less
to just get on
mobile,
top of someone.
which is why the bans, I think, were effective here.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't know. Maybe Vibe is still the right call given how squishy this vol will be right up until 10. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like you just need to get to the meat of this game, because like this I think is fine. Like they're gonna get first turn in. That happens.
I mean,
I don't think that's the end of the world. We're gonna have a really bad playoff this first turn in that's gonna screw us.
okay, let's see here. MJ, what's your build? I need to see this. Okay, it's fine. You're capable of clearing at max. Right.
Yeah. So here's
Now-
go top. I want to see what happens to Yeti here, because Yeti ends up dying, which costs us basically.
Oh,
1.5
I
gold.
step up sillily.
Uh-oh.
This is a mistake.
I think I know what's about to happen.
Because that was the first like big mistake I think that happened, unfortunately.
Zool's double soaking. Actually, Danny points
It's kind
something
of my
out.
fault too. I do something dumb too. I go mid because I'm scared because Azul actually comes up to mid,
Down at
which
that
is
part.
and I kind of just come back down just being like,
Oh, yeah.
I step up too much. It's a super obvious
it's
mistake.
my fault too. Though I should have been there to deal with it. I shouldn't have just gone mid for like no reason.
No, well, I'm anchoring, right? So
I had this weird idea that I wanted to be a body on the map.
4 stacking at this point.
so yeah,
where I
MBB
go mid.
runs away. I'm
Oh.
too aggressive,
Holy moly.
and that's what happens. It's just I step up too far
Okay, now you lose a fort.
and pay for it. Yeah.
Actually, when did you pick the Muradin relative to the ETC?
I think their 2-3 was Zool. What
Just
was it?
before or
Zool-
after is the big question.
Was it Zool ETC?
I think it was after. I think ETC was in there 2-3, and then
Yeah, I think so too.
Mm.
I think it was dual ETC, and then Rhaegar Thrall.
One thing that I think MJ could do here is just go topside at this point. Like, this is almost certainly going to die, but these towers aren't really
Yeah.
worth anything in
Joe
most games.
Garrosh was also banned at the point where I picked the
Hmm.
Muradin, so I don't know.
Honestly, Muradin's fine here, but
Yeah, I thought it was good into the Vala.
if you really want to screw ETC over, my favorite has always been in Nubarak.
Like,
Yeah, I think if I stand further back there, because any one of us could have died in that engage. They just picked
Yeah.
me.
we do save this board at least. It would be a bottom board. And I do so much.
Yeah,
Like, we
but-
go Bloodlust and everything. And I'm calling like let's be aggressive after this. Maybe look for something. But yeah, once he goes bot, it's like mid. It's like, I was like, oh, never mind. Or
All right.
something.
I
think
have
we could do
two
something.
questions for you folks. What's the most important keep on this map?
Let's top.
What's the most important fort?
Oh, is it mid?
It's mid.
That makes sense.
Like,
My bad.
This keep,
yeah, because of access to the turn-in areas.
like, if you have access to the topside keep, you're threatening to end with boss. You have a win condition. Weirdly enough, I'd say the second most important keep on this map is bot lane, because you can do sort of the same thing with the siege camp. They're actually really nasty on core. But mid lane, this is the one that controls rotations. It controls access to the bruiser camps. And now, this wave is going to be constantly pressuring you guys, and you're going to be playing from the back foot from this entire round.
That's a very good point.
I think the way you want to split this is to try to stalemate in both lanes and expect to probably give up one. Like, you want, I think, Brightwing and Lunara in one lane, probably mid, Muradin and Junkrat in the other.
I think if the Junkrat hadn't died, I might have just left Junkrat top and just brought Cassie down.
Oh boy, this is extremely aggressive.
I don't know. I think I just wanted a little revenge based on how much they were able to get done with that objective. Maybe it was more of an emotional thing.
But it's a move that
Nothing
forces Blaze top lane even further, and it gives Marine a lot of
Yeah.
time to do damage. And the amount of damage they've done topside, yeah, they're probably going to take that whenever they want. Should be very close to thrall kill.
Maybe DPS should have played a little further forward and trusted a bit more.
I mean,
Doom's done, but
uh,
it's tough for sure.
I think just a bit of a split. Focus when the rest of them come in. You guys get a turn in though.
We do get the
Which
turn.
means you avoid the most grim dark of fates on this map, which is to lose the first 2 turn-ins. You have like a 10% chance of winning if you lose the first 2. As far as I can tell, according to Hero's profile. MBA's gonna be stuck for a while. Your lanes are kind of outpushed. They've got 10 though.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
10 advantage was massive for them. It allowed them to really push it out.
Hell, they've got Bloodlust. Oh, nice escape. And you can sort of see it, right? Like, the difficulty you guys have rotating top is going to be much more than theirs. Because they've pushed you out. You don't really have a lot of safe
Just wait
rotation
for Taz
pathways.
To get a good fight. It takes forever. And then that slide just barely got my E, and that's
Honestly, though,
frustrating.
ETC is a really good tech pick, in my opinion, into Blaze. He's okay into Muradin, okay into Diablo, but Blaze, you're basically never going to land a stun on him so long as he has W. Oh.
Yeah, and by extension, it's hard to land a stun on some of the rest of his team too. Just
Yeah,
because
because
he's standing in front of them.
He's serving as a gigantic field of denial.
Oh, he's one of the best peeling things, I think. The problem is that while he's peeling his backline, he's so susceptible himself.
Yeah, the glass jaw cow. Yeah, so they basically completely nullify it. I'm surprised this guy hasn't just ripped a Mosh yet.
Oh, he does.
Oh, he
Basically
gets
the reason
these.
we lose.
Okay.
It's 4-man moshes. There's like 3 or 4 of them this game.
Wait, this game goes on for another 8 minutes. Yeah, that was a good Mosh.
So we get him out of that mosh.
Yeah.
Also, that mosh, Luna said he polyed. I stopped
Yeah,
that
no,
mosh.
you did it.
He
You
didn't
did it.
do shit.
No, I agree with that. I wondered what he was meant when he said he polyed once, because I knew he did that one. Yeah.
So, this is,
Maybe just use that for the wave.
this is
instead
where we
of
talk about
taking them.
alts. What's the big problem you guys are running into with this
Well, we
composition?
just used their ults pretty willy-nilly there, to be fair.
Well, no, I'm not talking about use, but what's the problem you guys are running into with
There's not a ton of synergy for sure.
not synergy? I'm asking, like, what's the specific problem when every time you go for a fight, right? Like, Cowbell's there, Volla can disengage, Thrall can root you.
It feels like we're a pick comp going into a team
Rhaegar
that's not
can put down
splitting
a titan.
ever.
Well, the point that I'm trying to get at is they
Okay.
have a lot of disengage tools, a lot of ways for you to just say, no, we're not going to pick a fight now. Now,
Mhm.
what would have changed that when it comes to ultimates? I'm going to advocate for Valkyrie here. Like,
Okay.
ETC can't boop Valkyrie. Thrall
It's another interrupt.
can't.
too.
Like, none of them can. It's another interrupt on Mosh, but not one I'd want to be using. It's really predictable in where it delivers the target, so it's easy for Muradin to follow through. Basically, if you land Valkyrie on anyone who is not ETC against that lineup, I think you just outright win the fight. Like, you can actually just get a pick,
We
blow
might
it up.
even, because they want
Even-
Bloodlust
Yeah.
instead of Ancestral, we could probably kill
Yeah.
anybody.
ETC at low resources, I think, does die too.
Yeah.
He doesn't have slide.
But wow, he is really aggressive here.
Yeah, died too low, and then he- You missed it.
I want to rewatch this one. One more.
It looked like just a straight tank trade at first.
Let's see here. Let's watch it from your perspective, MB. You're low on mana. Volley gets caught. Doesn't lose too much of the armor. 2 stuns. Huh. I need to rewatch it from your perspective again.
I definitely used some resources.
What
too
choices
early,
do
for sure.
you have here?
I used some resources too early, but then after, I think it's still.
Well, let's see here. From your perspective, oh my God, you're so twitchy here. Like, why did you ever leave this bush? Like,
You're right. You're right.
stun, probably a bit too preemptive. You really disengaged there. But here's the thing, what's stopping you from just coming around the flank here? You know that they have access to Thrall Root, that you know they have access to Reign of Vengeance, even just Vala's W and Q. Chokes
Yeah, I
are
could've.
not your favor. Cowbell is this huge area of denial, but there's nothing really stopping you from just jumping on them from behind or from the side. You're going to put the cow under pressure from multiple angles and make it harder for him to accurately take a fight. You yourself are going to have the freedom to probably stun out or slow Vala. But from here, you know, he's going to become the first point of contact and the only point of contact. Vala has to back out. Wait, Katsi has to back out. Keep saying Vala instead of Valhalla, you know? That's tripping me up for no reason.
So I didn't understand why we trickled so hard into that fight. Like, I understand that Cassia went in looking to trade, but I don't understand Brightwing. She had blink charges up, right?
Well, let's see here. Let's just look at the positioning in that part. So you get the
Yeah, she
cow.
sits on...
MB is out of resources, out of mana. You're all stuck in Sunder right. You're all stuck in Earthquake right now, getting slowed down.
So she whiffs the cleanse. It has flash out, but just doesn't use it.
Well, how does she get out from...
She did flash right before she died. There's nowhere else for her to go.
Well, no, but she ran back in to try and pick up gems when there's 4 of them alive and she's a Brightwing before using it. She should have jumped away right away and been okay.
It looks to me like she's trying to cat...
Looks like she's trying to grab the gems. And I'm like, what are you doing?
I mean...
Trying to save Cassie a bit, which is something that Luna's done a bit in the past, and I think he tries to save people a little too much.
I think if you look at that fight and you want to blame the healer...
Not as just, I don't want to openly blame the healer. Like, that's not what we're going
Positioning
for.
wise, though, we could have a wider semicircle so we're not clumped as much, too. I think the Vala got a lot of clump damage there because we were standing right next to each other. I think a good semicircle positioning would have made that better, right? Like,
Yeah, you know, like, flanking in through here with Muradin while Cassia's getting, you know,
yeah.
engaged through.
But even the DPS and healer all standing on top of each other there was a little, you know, a little rough, I thought.
Yeah. Like, the reality for the healer, I think, is that by the time this entire engagement is done, there's not much you can really do. Like, it's tricky.
So how do we fight that differently?
Using deep? Well, you have your tank on the flank, threatening
Waiting
to jump on
for them to engage, and then once they engage, I counter engage. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying, right?
exactly.
Which is kind of some of the stuff I've tried to explain to you, Yeti, and that was a bad habit for me.
Yeah. Like,
I think it's because I think as a team we need to get used to that playstyle sometimes. Because Yeti's voice of ideas that he wants me to like create more space for him too. Whereas,
Yeah,
like,
I got a
it's
question.
hard to understand that creating space from out of vision kind of concept, if you know what I mean.
Does Rowing have like teleported like Z ready or not ready?
ready in this fight, yes. Just,
Okay.
I don't think it was used.
She was really good. I think she could have used it, but yeah.
It's okay, yeah,
That would've been
yeah.
hard.
Yeah, it looks like it was up for that fight. It's sort of an oh well. Like, never blame your healer when a fight goes south. They're the last point of failure. If something fails, yeah, they're gonna have to have made a mistake. Like, it's just...
I get what you're saying.
I think
just
it's
wanna make
important
sure.
to think...
I think that's more my fault for sure, but I do think we need as a team to understand like what my role is when I'm out of vision, that I am creating space and that we don't need a big body there to necessarily trade
Also,
sometimes.
good boop.
Oh,
But
that was amazing boop. We didn't even realize Vala got booped at first, by the way.
oh, Vala also got booped. Holy
Yeah, I didn't notice that
moly.
either.
Oh no.
And we were like, oh my god, Vala's alive. What?
Hmm.
Really Black caught it, or else I think we
Oh,
would
yeah,
have
so
literally missed her.
the point that I'm trying to get across about the last fight is that whenever you see your healer messing up in a bad team fight, if it was a bad team fight, by default the healer had to have been one of the point of failures. Like, it's gonna happen. Every time you make a call and the healer fails, you shouldn't be thinking, oh, the healer needs to improve. You should be thinking, okay, we need to look for less opportunity. We need to reduce the number of opportunities the healer has to fail. Like, it means that strategically you're using the healer as a crutch and the healer is coming up short. So that, I think, is a mentality you should be having in this kind of situation. And now I understand why this game goes to 15 minutes, because it was not looking good until now.
We mess it up again. There's like 3 moments where we have a really high leverage situation.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
cursed.
Yeah, I'm feeding. I'm feeding right here.
Cursed.
I'm feeding. Yeah.
And again, Luna failed to press Z, but no. No.
I was thinking we can fight this, you know. I was seriously thinking you guys are following me. But like,
If
I
Luna
just
pressed C,
realized
Luna
they're
would
not.
have been dead too. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Luna did press C, but too late in this case.
That's a good
Anyways,
point,
let's
though. Yeah, I do agree. That was.
speed up.
You should have heard me in comms. I was like, no. I was like some sports announcer.
Oh, you got so
Losing
sad.
play. I was like, no. We finally did something good.
Yeah, they're just gonna take 2 camps here. And you guys have to worry about a lot of things. You're down 3 catapults. Honestly, though, you kind of have to look for as an aggressive fight as you possibly can while you're on even Palantirs. So MB, I don't think you really need to dismount yourself here. But your team needs to basically just group up and find someone to kill.
So this is where I called for Doom to come up, because I did have that kind of sense of urgency, and I was like, we
Okay,
need
so
to fight.
Vala is gonna
And-
die here, yeah?
No.
This is
Oh,
gonna be
no.
my
The
Riptide
problem is
play.
they're 5 and we're
3.
3.
Yeah,
3 and a
this
half,
could-
basically.
So,
This is gonna be the
I
Riptire.
sent Luna up there because I was like, I wanted to get that so quick. But I did call for Doom to come up, and Doom said, I want to take care of this camp because I'm afraid it's gonna do too much.
Yep.
I do think he should have come up, but
you're gonna need to
because
differentiate
then
between...
then it felt like we had to just give them this free clear of our camp, because
Yeah.
we'd have to fight.
And more
45.
importantly, they're on the verge of getting to 16. They're halfway to their next turn in. There's a boss on the map. Basically, you guys need to take plays that in normal games would look really stupid in order to come out of this alive. Like, none of your options from this point on are good.
Oh no, I will. Here comes the Riptire.
Oh,
I'm
no,
so.
we actually get a really good fight here. A really good look at a fight, and we just have another one of these like dumb. Everything's perfect until one moment. You'll see.
I didn't know my
Doom
Riptire
has a
stunned.
beautiful flank here.
Oh, yeah, I can see this coming up. Oh.
You ready for the Riptire? I didn't know it can get stunned.
Yep, they can get stunned.
Yep,
And now they
and that's
counter engage
100%
murder because of
And that's 100%
ripping
why I
it.
lost that. I own that. I have nothing to say
like
about
if
that.
that Riptire just goes off, I think.
But like, I don't know, like that's still like a 4-man mosh. I don't know
Also,
why.
Funny story.
Why is all of us getting hit by that?
You're all getting hit by it because you're all collapsing for a fight. So let's look
The
at
question
back
is,
at...
should Brightwing be staying back, knowing that the mosh is a thing?
And the call was made that Brightwing holds for mosh as well.
I mean, it's
Well,
hard
that's
to
our fault.
predict that.
So I do think that sometimes
Let's
Luna
see
has to
here.
trust me on Muradin, that I have a lot of self-sustain.
You're all collapsing at this point. A lot of damage has been done. Brightwing is trying to step up with the cleanse. No, and gets moshed.
Yeah, that was kind of.
Like just a whole bunch of chaos. And then, you know, your Riptire gets stunned by the
just goes
mosh.
off.
And here's the thing, if you can fire it just before here and negate the mosh, this is still salvageable because Bunker is active.
Oh
Ball
yeah,
will
I
be
just
active.
didn't. I messed that up. I own that.
Yeah, but so
Yeah,
did
I'm pretty
Luna.
sure I was ramming my RP.
And they
but-
just used Bloodlust, but they're about to be auto attack slowed by 50%, so it'll do like nothing if I get out of this.
I mean, heck, if Blaze picked the right talent, he also has auto attack speed slows. Like, there's just a lot of options here. You've got access to
Oh yeah, I
Avatar,
definitely
so
took that
you
talent
live.
this game. That was a no-brainer.
Blink heal is available if Luna's still alive.
I think like Doom, I just want to give you all the credit because I think that's what we need to do more. Is like we came in from different directions, right? And they couldn't look at both of us. Like that's what he was saying. What I need to do mid fight. Like
So-
we just need to do that more. It was great there.
Real talk, what is the most dangerous place to stand when you are facing down against Grandmaster Li Ming?
Choke points.
It's a good answer, but my response would be any wall that the Li Ming could be standing on the other side of. Vision matters, and the ability to see something matters. Like, flanking works because people are spending a lot of their mental energy looking at the tank, looking at the DPS, trying to make sure that they don't go in and or in trade. Margin of error is very low. Someone on the flank, like, either...
Part of the reason my flank worked there was because I could stay in the bush outside of where their camp could see.
You are not seen. That is part of the big problem. Like, you are...
Yeah. And that was intentional. Like, I was aware of that.
MB definitely could make plays like that throughout this entire game and change things around.
I just want to make sure the DPS understands that. We've talked about that too, because I definitely think that's something I work on. But the thing is, we're getting a lot of comments when I'm standing out of vision that before this game, because I think I was focusing a lot on providing that space more.
I mean,
but like just that, like when I'm out of vision in a bush, like sometimes I'm there exerting pressure for that reason. As long as we're spread out and multiple DPS are not getting CC'd, we can, I can come in from that flank and just completely,
Real talk though, it's a Junkrat and a Cassia. So long as ETC or Thrall doesn't get access to their crowd control, those two will be completely fine no matter how much damage Vala does.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely need to do better, but I just want to make sure, like, touching base with Yeti, because I know that's something you were saying, and I think that's a reason why in this game I'm playing a little more not out of vision, trying to be more in front.
You need a balance between the two. There are times where you need to be the first point of contact and the one who dies first. There are also times where you need to be looking from the sides and making plays.
Let me get one more good fight, look at a fight,
This is extremely reckless compared to where they all are. Mariner is going in too deep. This could be pretty free. Valhalla's a bit out. Also, I assume you're familiar with the fact that Bunker can cleanse damage over time. Yeah? So...
Yes.
Yeah, as long as it's a yes, that's good.
Yeah, just making sure.
Just Poison Nova being taken here into Blaze is so Giga Troll.
I don't think he got a single like good Poison Nova. It was just kind of like okay.
Okay,
he did a lot when we were disengaging.
I can see how this is ending.
Yeah, well, just watch this one more fight because this ETC does a control move.
Oh, what is he doing there?
Yeah, I don't know. So they can give us one more good fight.
So this is when we were yelling.
Does he think he has crowd surfer? Okay, and that's Vala dead.
This is when we're yelling to please
we get the Vala.
Fall back.
This is the most
we're yelling at Luna to fall back. I'm trying to peel for her.
This is where she's easy. I didn't need that Z.
No.
I did not need that Z.
And we're like, what are you doing? And she's like, he needed it.
Avatar, why are you seeing me? Right? Okay. Like no, that I think
Let's
that's very
rewatch
clearly
this.
on him. But
I mean,
this thing's bad too in general. Don't
let's see here. Let me get this properly centered. ETC isn't in the fight yet. ETC isn't in the fight yet. Mariners is going wild. Flash is self-healing. Valhalla is getting
begging
chunked.
Luna to talk more, and she's not talking. So
Luna
I'm
is-
calling out she's getting dove.
Luna's getting murked, but
Yeah,
let's
okay.
see here.
But he gets out with a blink, and then he tries to see me, even though I'm about to have Avatar up. I am doing decent. I'm not really under
You
threat at
also
all.
called out loud, "I don't need help." You yell this out loud.
Oh really? Well, I did
You're
after the game. Really.
You're like, "I have Av, I have Av."
Yeah.
You
I
call
mean-
the Avatar.
I do want you to appreciate something, MB.
I do have Blackbeards too, which is what I was saying. Like I do have some heal.
MB, I do want you to watch
if-
your own positioning throughout this. If you please.
The fact that
I'm
we
not-
didn't
that's good
kill
as the follow,
Zool bothers me the more I
He's
look at
hard to kill, though. I mean, part
this. Yeah,
of
but he disconnects so far from his team. Like, well,
Yeah.
just roll it.
Yeah.
like
I
I
agree
mean,
with
yes,
that.
I feel like we
Mariner,
could have turned attention on him and killed him.
Mariner
if
should
we-
have been the first kill target here.
I think. Well, why not just get the Vala though? That's super
after the
free?
Vala, of course.
Oh, okay, good. Just making sure. 'Cause, like,
He's
that's-
gonna run her down again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I try and do this to make space on Mariner.
For sure. I think I just see
This is
the
fine.
Mhm.
Riptire go, and then I think I get
I mean,
distracted by the
I think
two.
you can use
maybe.
the Riptire to split Mariner from Flash.
That's
Like-
what I was trying to do, but I'd timed it.
Yeah, you missed Mariner. Well, like, let's
Yeah.
see here. What is Vala
'Cause
taking
when I see
damage
this, I
from
think
here?
Brawl starts looking like juicy, and so I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but he's practically indestructible. Both of these bruisers are. You kind of have to focus one down, and the only person everybody can converge onto,
Is
given,
Zool, okay.
is Mariners. Yeah, like that's
Well, and
number
Yeti
one.
is about to knock him even further back.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
all of y'all can hit Mariners, but you can't all hit Flash, especially with the Earthquake zoning Yeti out. Luna takes a lot of damage there. They're disengaging as much as they can. Mariners is put
Like
back
right
in.
now, if our 4 people attack Zool,
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I CC him there. I just used my Q backwards because I thought I'd get a double stun. I missed it. I whiffed it.
All right, this is where things go
I could just
somewhat
save
wrong.
my Q there.
Like-
If I had a Q, I'd be good.
You see him, yeah, MB?
Yeah.
When do you realize that you have the B-Wing Z on you?
I don't know if I even noticed it. I'm just so focused on like Zool's getting low, and now all of a sudden Doom looks like he's in trouble, and I'm like, I think I'm stepping up just to try to make sure Doom's okay, because I'm gonna have my Q up pretty soon, and I can heal through this myself. I'm not really worried because I have Avatar in 3, and I have Bronzebeard's Rage to get me through that too. I have my 75% auto attack armor. Like, I'm feeling
I'll
pretty
be honest.
good.
I am looking at your positioning, scratching my head on why you aren't just eating your fountain at this point.
I think it's well, true. I should be getting
I
my
can
fountain. Don't
see-
get me wrong.
Understand?
But I'm feeling
I can
good
see.
because I have Avatar. I don't think
no,
there's a way
no.
they win
For
this
sake of
fight.
argument, let's look at this because I
But
can
look
see your.
look at Black's positioning though first. Like I don't think Cassius should be like 2 feet behind me. Like I
I don't know if this is a question of who's the wrongest. I think we're all playing, so let's hear it.
for sure.
Let
but I
me
don't-
look at
like,
everything.
I get
So-
what you're saying, but it just look at my fountain just came up. I just don't see it. I'm so looking at.
But
where he's in trouble.
let's look at everybody else's fountains. 12 seconds. 12 seconds. Okay. Cassia definitely could have pre-tapped. Yeti Man probably
I didn't
could
need
have
to tap.
pre-tapped. You didn't even need to tap. That's fair, but
yeah.
I'll
that's
be honest
pretty
here.
bad error.
The Vala kill, it's clean, it's good, everything is happy. The rat, it barely misses Mariner. Holy crap! Like, okay, you were actually.
I
that's
was
just a
trying.
micro diff. Like, you had the
And
right
that's just a
idea.
micro misplay.
Execution
was
By the
imperfect.
way.
MJ Doom
Better my
is
Q here,
fine
MJ.
here, but here's the
See,
thing.
mine
let's look at-
just came off. My fountain just came off
Yeah.
as I'm walking forward. to
Yeah,
be
but
fair.
why are you walking forward? Is the question that I have to
Because
ask.
Doom looks like he's in trouble. I'm just.
But what happens if you
He has-
don't walk up?
Yeah,
What?
then I have my Q just
substantially-
coming up, and I can interrupt the mosh
The
myself.
thing
If we
that's
don't get
coming up the
moshed-
closest for you is Thunderclap at this point. The
Yeah.
the realistic outcome of you stepping up here is that you might add 2 kills for the price of 1. You, as a tank, are cooldown dependent. You are basically a
Okay,
melee mage.
I agree.
You're basically you stepping up here. I think if you're on the side of Luna here, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
I cannot understand. If I am playing as Luna here, I should be on Cassia. Yes, that's the one who will regenerate their health on their own. But I cannot see a reality in the multiverse in which you go back in right now. MJ Doom is gonna have to get in or out on his own merits, on his own oil, on his own cooldowns. If I'm very cheeky, I Z and then I teleport
I'm not going
over.
to get out.
Yeah.
like.
I mean, to be fair, I do think we have. It's so frustrating too because we have ball lightning that's off cooldown. I don't think we're gonna get it off.
But here's the thing: you just walk on in into the ETC's range, and now 4 people are moshed. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Yeti Man doesn't have anything to save you, so you're all done.
I'm out of
now.
button. I'm flat out of button.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I used all my buttons.
I still don't think that. I still don't think that Z needs
and I'm
to be used.
trying,
I think
and I'm
everyone's
trying to
wrong
get a
there,
kill.
for
And
sure.
I'm
I mean,
trying to
you
get
basically
think-
brought Brightwing into that mosh.
Yeah, that is
Sure, but I
exactly
don't
what I'm
want it.
saying. Like,
But he
but
did call out, he did
point-
call out that he
my
had
point,
Avatar.
and this
He
is the
didn't
moot
say
thing. You are incapable with your champion's abilities of affecting the outcome of whether Blaze lives or dies.
Sorry if I was too loud.
My cooldowns I would, but yeah, you're right. With the cooldowns, I shouldn't have gone in for
That's the
sure.
whole
No, I
point,
get
you don't
that. We
have
don't
them.
need to focus on it though. I get it, But I think I don't know.
And then I die the classic death to lightning bouncing off a building. That was awesome.
Ugh.
He goes.
Okay. One of the wise, and by that I mean my coach, is pointing something else out that
Well,
I didn't think
Can we
about.
say something about the clumping though? Because I feel like
Can
we're
we
talking
just
a lot
listen?
about.
Can we
Yeah,
just
yeah,
listen?
the clumping is a problem, but it's kind of a reality of having Cassie on your team. She's kind of a melee assassin with Fend and her tools. But so here's what Shredded pointed out, and it's something that you can do, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you could basically just Z Blaze, then shift click a blink target and instantly blink out
She's not
upon
in
arrival
chat.
from your Z. Sorry?
You can send the video later. It's fine, Yeti.
Oh yes, that's right. I didn't
So-
even think about that.
Wait, so you can just do that, then normal click a target and it works? You literally don't even have to shift click? Okay, then, so if you're Luna, you just Z Blaze then, and just give MB a target to R on out. So, I think I know what you guys are going to drill the next time you have a full 5-man roster. Go in and drill setting up an escape target for Brightwing so that she can Z on someone in melee range.
I think we do need to work on him calling that though too. That he is Zing.
Well,
It's not calling
he
those-
muted the entire game.
So.
Let's be fair. He did not say a word.
Because yeah, sure, I should be able to see it, but like calling it allows me to say no, or makes it a little clearer.
That is what you can do here, and I think Blaze gets out and nobody else has to die.
That's what it is.
And then just everyone goes. Yeah, but
Yeah, and so that's the end of the game. We can go to
Yeah,
another
like,
one. I mean, we
r-
just
r-
took an
real
hour on
talk.
that. So.
real talk, MB. The thing you should be doing while your cooldowns are gone is taking stock of your abilities, looking for a flank, mounting up again, getting your fountain, and
I was
making it
playing
impossible
Hero
for people to
Ball
hit
too,
you.
for sure. No,
Like-
right, you're right.
Your entire threat level as a tank player is entirely based on your ability to apply crowd control. Well, I mean, not always. There are some exceptions, but let's be real here. No
Yeah,
tank
it's not
does.
to be a meat shield.
No tank does enough damage to make it worth it. There are some exceptions, like when you want to step up and just be in the way to body block. There are some exceptions where you need to tank tower shots or a boss or whatever. But
prepare for combat.
No,
Yeah,
for sure, and I think that's something we need to work on as a team too, because I think understanding that and understanding where you have space is an important thing, you know.
I'm so legitimately happy you let me play Kalithos this game.
No, for sure.
Kalthos Anchor.
But you get that too, Yeti. What he's saying, right, about where he wants me to be on the.
Yep,
like,
I
most-
understand his thought process more. It allows me to help position and
just make sure.
prepare.
I
Well, no,
felt
because
like
one
I
of
was explaining it well, so.
well, because yeah, one of the things that I was communicating to you was like when I say I'm getting used to it and like I'm not
Yeah.
used to it.
Also,
It's
Yeti,
what I'm. Oh yeah.
one thing you can do to help MB is set yourself just outside of ETC's range. Draw him
I think
out.
I did that most times.
Well, you want to sit him out, but you want to make yourself look like a juicy, killable, CCable target. So he goes in, MB
I see.
catches the back line, stops them from engaging. Odds are, if Luna's there with Polymorph or crowd control, you have your own crowd control. Cassio's there. You can potentially kill him while MB splits their focus. That
That's kind of
Or-
why I say like usually for peels,
Yeah.
it's more important that healer has some form of it, so that the
Yeah,
tank
so-
can be a little less more off.
I'll be honest. Both of these comps are cursed. Yours is less cursed than theirs, though, so I understand why you guys.
What
win.
makes ours cursed?
AP
I'm
in
just-
general.
It's the Kalethos. Holy shit, it's the Kalethos. Also, their DPS lineup, they have Gul'dan and Junkrat. Like, I guess Gul'dan's an okay hyper carry, but
Well,
the only time I've
alright.
seen hyper carry Gul'dan work is on Braxis, and I don't think Wild Heart Zeta runs that anymore.
Anyways, I'd love to show off. I don't play Kalithos like a lot of people talent him. So.
Oh my god, is it gonna be debuild Kalethos?
It's not full debuild, but it is the double 1.5 second stun Kalithos build, where he lands 3
Okay.
seconds of 3-man CC by himself
So-
because he's a dick.
I have to ask, what are you gonna do with the opening here?
Battle commencing in
They're
Well,
not
we- I think-
prepared. You guys
We
can
can
go for
pop.
this turret.
No, I call it,
Yeah,
and we
you
say
call for it.
no.
4,
Oh, that's
3,
right. I think
2,
it's because why
1.
do we say no to that?
I
Let
beg.
the
Well,
battle
I don't beg. So we leave. I'm like, wait, should we do this? And I called it not here. I called it when we were in the
think-
middle there.
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
right. And then I said,
You rotate
I
through
said,
here.
Nah.
You rotate there. You get this turret or this turret, doesn't really
Probably
matter.
should have. I think
And you have your
I
tank
think-
anchor here alongside the Malthael. Heck, if you really want to get fancy, you send Malthael down here
yeah,
to catch your soak and have him rotate up around.
you're
Like-
probably right. Yeah,
Like,
yeah, no, that's
cheesing with Sylvanas is one of those things you can do, again, looking for opportunities to chip. It's one of the ways you can build an early advantage.
Oh, you get a tower down really easily.
I don't think
The
you
other
can
thing
get
is-
a tower down normally. Against
While the
half decent-
top fort is not necessarily hugely important, your top wall is. It makes a big difference to offlaners whether you have your wall there or not.
I mean, heck, the actual fort itself does matter now that the
For-
healing fountain's attached to it. Like,
It's
if
like
you
you
can get
said,
rid
the
of
forge
that.
is important. The keep is less important.
Like, the fort on this
Right.
map is okay. Here's how I order it: structure and priority number 1, number 2, number 3. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how I would order it on this map. Like, this one is a little bit more important than the mid lane one because it makes it impossible for the offlaner to actually play this game with both the objective and the wave.
No
Like,
taps. Yeah.
like suddenly both, it's hard for you guys to actually stalemate Dragon Knights, and it just puts you on the back foot if you don't have that fort topside. And you guys have the capabilities of killing it into their lineup. Like, oh my word. Like, you should be able to beat these guys out in camp so hard. Wave clear's fine. The Junkrat's actually playing really well here, looking to control it. Doom shouldn't be able to easily win the matchup. MB, you should be rotating safe side, given the control they've displayed here. It should be Vala on camps. Okay,
I get called to anchor here, is what I get called to do. And I
Yeah.
anchor the whole game.
That was the plan.
that is completely fine for this level. If you can do it, you can do it.
I can
But
do it in our elo very
They
easily.
absolutely should be able to punish you if they don't
They should
have
be.
Gul'dan.
You think yourself
All right,
worthy
you're going in
to
for a
wield
gank.
the Dragon
The Haka.
Blade's power?
That's fine.
Prove it.
Well,
Take
waits,
control of the
but
shrine.
he sees you guys coming. So
Yeah,
where
he must have seen you like leave mid-wave or something.
Or his
because he
teammates call
immediately
it,
just ran
or
away.
his teammates called it because they saw you
Yeah.
going up. Because you did show on the minimap here. Actually, let's confirm that.
I
Because
mean,
I feel like it.
He must have had something that tipped him off because he just immediately just turned and ran away.
I mean, you
and
guys
that's
cleared it.
not a normal behavior.
Yeah, you go into that top bush.
You think yourself worthy to wield
Which
the
Yeah, there was
means
still one
power?
minion alive.
Flash
when
might
he
have seen
started
it.
going up there.
Flash might have seen it. Death might have seen it. Peels on Peel might have seen it. And it doesn't matter. Point is, they would have been informed by it.
I think I rushed it a bit. I just saw he was out and I was like, go, 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 you know. But I definitely should have
And now we're cheesing. Okay, that's cool. But there's going to be a camp difference. MJ Doom is casting this while you're 3-1-1ing. Okay, that's interesting. You're going to take so much shit here. Oh my god.
Inherit the Dragon Knight's power and
Me?
lay waste to this
Yeah,
forsaken
they're cheesing your... The
Oh,
chaos
yeah.
that is. They're oh
Yeah.
my word. What is this?
I'm doing everything I can.
You are taking these guys on for a wild ride. Like,
Oh,
all of you
I-
are. All of you are. This is...
This was an amusing game to play at times.
Flash makes it out. Literally 0 priority camp. I have no idea how much damage this is going to do, but it's probably going to be too much. And they're going to threaten DK. What do we say here? You know, you've had several opportunities to do camps. This thing is still pushing. It's taking a third of it.
I'm doing like I'm holding 2 on this point. I've been calling for help.
I called for Sylvanas to go down there right away, and I think there was just a miscommunication.
Yeah. Okay, I'm guessing they're going to get an early DK.
No, they don't.
I think I have enough stall with blind.
Curse.
Oh no, this is a cursed game. You're gonna get frustrated just watching us get away with shit.
I think that's the only time we really go top then.
That was a cheeky.
I do get killed once.
Because Doom does a good job with Malfield.
I'll be honest, MP. That was a very cheeky secret push. I'm gonna have to add that into my repertoire eventually.
Thanks.
But I think you open with your E, then you W them. E to dismount, then W, and you can probably catch both of them. Again, they're throwing another DK. Oh god, he is so out of position now.
Yep.
team draws double blood.
Okay.
Cool, Dan played so poorly.
No dash, he's a hyper... He's like another immobile hyper carry that I hate, Zul'jin. Except he has wave clear.
Yeah, once I get the move speed, I think he's kind of just a stick though.
To be honest, I do find the still build a little bit weird in this context.
Which one?
Overwhelming Affliction, I can only really see...
Oh, you want me to do the Q build, right?
Well, Doom and I had a conversation with Black there earlier about me going Q at level 1, and Doom was like, I'm pretty sure you always take Afflicting Poison.
No, the Q is really strong.
There's no always take with Sylvanas.
I'm just
Sylvanas doesn't
clarifying.
Yeah,
I'm
3 builds.
just
You know what?
clearing.
Let me... Malthael should have done that camp 3.5 minutes ago, though. Because the Haka can't really clear it.
I'm solo capping bot.
Oh, this is so...
Doom is the one that calls for that in the end, and it's a very
Yeah.
good call, and I
Like,
appreciate
you
that.
really want to do it, especially when you have access to Sylv to amplify the push, and they have Gul'dan for the clear. Like, that's who they're going to send to clear it, and it's not going to be that efficient. But
Well, I feel like they just stick
Wait.
to Haka there, and it's so bad for them because they're not able
Let
to
me
use
see if I
Daka's global
can-
ever.
Yeah, it was a little tricky to try to do that camp myself early because we didn't have our control of bot was very spotty.
okay, I'm just looking for something right now. Where is it? Recent...
Bathroom, I'll be right back.
There it is. Let me see if I can catch it. Okay, where is it? Bingo. Okay, where are you, Mr. Valhalla? Wait, which one do I share it to if it's Valhalla?
That's
Doom.
me.
Okay, that's you. Here.
Me.
I like this build. I'm not a good Sylvanas. Claire who does that is a good one now.
Kill Bill. Yeah. I play like all
As long
the
as you can
things.
play it.
Yeah, I just feel like it's like Blaze and the what's her own name? So I just feel like they cannot touch me by any chance, and I got like unstoppable. So
Yeah, but
I feel like it's a more good build because
But their
they also
backline-
have like KT. Yeah.
Their backline is ultra killable though.
Yeah.
Either way, this should be a mess from here on out. The Hawk is gonna have a hard time clearing it. Wait, Mariners is taking that trade. Okay, I guess well done, Doom.
Yeah, I figured if he was going to stand on the point, I'd
You
just
just
push
take
up
the
the
clear and you're
the
up.
camp.
You're up. Tens because Gul'dan has been ganked several times now, clearing mid lane. They're losing towers now. The soak difference.
I think I don't position great for this
Yeah.
10, but like we end up getting a good wraparound kill.
Bruiser camp is good.
I think we fall all the way out.
The question for me is how
Oh.
this game.
It's kind of awkward. I just didn't want to make sure they didn't get dragged.
Okay, the fact that you didn't get instantly killed there for face checking that bush is a miracle. And what the hell is this?
Pardon?
No.
What is it?
Lots of hope. Oh, no.
Oh, Laws of Hope? Because they don't have an auto attack. Like, whatever. Laws of
Never
Hope
take
is
that.
totally picked.
No,
Oh
Lots
my-
of Hope is inferior post 16.
Oh, this is
To be fair, I think I accidentally take the wrong talent at 16. But sometimes I take the auto attack cooldown reduction into these kind of combos.
Oh no. Okay, I'm judging you.
Okay, fine. I barely do it. It's only when it's very double bleed.
That was a weird blessed shield. Oh well.
It was a weird fight.
Honestly though, MB, so much of what you're doing is just centered around firing the abilities the moment you have an opportunity to. You really need to take into account the positioning of your own teammates. And
I
you
agree with
also
that.
need to take into account whether the enemy team is actually doing anything. Like, the optimal time to use your own crowd control is just the second where they engage and go in. Like, the second they
But we had
overextend.
10s. That's why
Yeah.
I do it so early here. It's like
Yeah,
if we
but
had 10s,
what are you going to do? Kill Blaze in 2 seconds? I doubt it.
So,
That
I'm
being
sorry this game
said,
is giving
though-
you AIDS.
That being said, though, you did have the option to fight with your Bruiser camp, and I think you should have taken it. Like, I think backing out when you're up 10 momentarily, it's a choke point, which Kael'Thas will thrive in.
I
Yeah,
love
for
them.
sure. But
Yeah, I
I didn't
think
think
you
we were
take that
actually
fight.
getting that fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
thought they were just gonna grab the point and then grab Dragon.
First
Oh,
dragon though.
Oh, they're
I
not
think
even-
you can tell that they're all there.
Just whiffing shit.
I don't know.
For sure, you're probably right. But I was just like, oh, if I can
And-
come around here and then like if
real
we can up
talk,
the
if-
bot, we can do pincer, kind of thing.
What's the maximum damage a Dragon Knight's going to do at this point? Like, it's going to take a 4 at the worst case scenario. And if you've killed them, it's not going to land in that worst case scenario. I don't know. I feel like they're not allowed to step into this bush without getting punished. Especially since you went to tank killer. Oh. Okay. Wow, I can't believe that the kill bot didn't get stunned, but...
I know. Counting my stars.
Yeah, real talk though, why not just do that 2 minutes ago?
I don't... Shut up.
Yeah.
MB hasn't played with Kel'Thas either, though, and I pride myself on having follow-up.
This place is insane. He still doesn't. If he takes combustion, I'm just gonna end.
He does. He does. He does.
He has some good ones, to be fair. Still some,
In this game, I don't think he does much of it. It was in game 1 that he
Oh, really? I
value
think he
out
got
of it.
like,
he
he
just
doesn't get
used
kills
slows.
out of it.
Everything about this is giving me an ulcer.
Deep breath. Deep breath.
MBB.
Oh, subdue's complete. Follow up is done. That is dead blaze. And a lot of bombs. But yeah, I think you can get away
Give
there,
me shit for
MB.
lots of hope, but like at least I don't take hold your ground, you know?
You need a higher bar.
Fair. Real talk, MB. I think you can get out with about 10 to 20% more HP. Like the moment you use subdue, condemn, the moment you've used your gamut, you just get out of dodge.
Sure. I don't have that.
Intentional, or did it?
That didn't look intentional to me.
Like, let me see
Intentional.
I mean, it's a good play if it was.
I'm initiating on this.
No.
here. Let me see here. Was it aimed at Junkrat or was it aimed at?
I'm thinking.
It
Junkrat.
hits the wall. It hits the
It
wall.
was aimed at
It was a
Junkrat.
good Junkrat.
Confirmed.
Bug bug.
Yeah.
Accidental
Done.
wombo.
Field?
I
Confirmed.
guess it never hurts to be lucky.
You said literally in
No,
game,
it-
MBB goes, and before everyone forgets about the shield wall.
Oh dear lord.
Funny. Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, first fork goes to you guys. I can see where this is going.
Destroyed a fort.
Putting MJ Doom in it, which means he can't.
Yeah,
Keep
except
topside.
the archer minion decided to change targets and shoot me.
Oh. That
Jeffrey the archer minion.
That Lucio almost certainly lives if he doesn't take sound barrier.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, just
Follow
coming
up
up, move
every
people, and then
time.
you just speed. It was so dumb.
Well, that's it. Between shield and between gravity laps at 1.5, like empowered gravity laps. That is a lot of stun time he's sitting at.
It's a lot of stun time.
So that-
It's a lot of stun time this Lucio isn't cleansing. And top.
I think I
and tip in.
screamed when that tire came
Yep.
at me.
MJ is a pale horse, so he can go wherever he wants, and yeah, they're going topside again. But yeah, so if you had finished topside at this point, you would have gotten several DKs. Like, this poor Dahaka is getting so badly outplayed.
Just put one.
And you remove his ability to
90% sure
fountain.
They wanted to put Arthas there.
Yeah, if you remove this Dahaka's ability to fountain, like 3 minutes ago, you've probably taken a DK or two by now. Like, I think you have had the option to push several times.
Okay, so now we have another team fight.
Oh boy.
I'm like stranded here. Bad positioning galore.
That's a double stun. That's pretty good blessed. Eesh. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, fuck, I want to move on, but I feel like we need to revisit that. Darn it. Because you lost the 4v4 down talent here, so let's just speed up. The Blaze is back. You get that.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Is it just the initial Chaos Loss positioning?
I don't know if it is.
Condemn.
I don't think so.
Because we get out
It's
totally
really
fine.
weird going forward from here.
Like, we should be fighting on
We're on
Phoenix.
different
We have
targets right
Blaze
now.
isolated with a Phoenix separating them.
Melee teleport on Luna. The trap. The trap is one of the big reasons why this goes so wrong. Actually, question
also
now.
the silence arrow doesn't hit Lucio. Yeah, so
I mean, we ended up
Back
Yeah,
20
split
seconds.
at the beginning of the fight, and then
Talents,
neither
critical miss.
half went particularly well, and then that trap seals Sylve's fate.
yeah, I sort of hit him. But I didn't. Yeah.
Okay, that's a problem.
Yeah, so I'm aiming for Junkrat because my silence arrow doesn't
No,
hit
just
Lucio. Yeah.
criticism for the Brightwing here that I'm looking at. Like, let's see here. Let's look at the order of operations on the abilities.
Yeah, I'm
So,
just honest.
fear
Like,
happens. The Gul'dan got you good, but
Didn't actually get me.
watch Blink, Heal, and Soothing Mist. So the first thing popped is that MB is in range. Vala is in range. There's no way this combustion lands normally. And if the Soothing Mist is up, combustion, which is the most consistent source of easy stuff to cleanse, you just remove that. Yeti Man can get in range faster, and you can probably collapse on the inbound play. The bush face
Also
check is
really-
unfortunate.
Yeah, also these are.
Wait a
yeah.
minute. Hold on a second. What's your unstoppable in all of this? Just off cooldown. Okay. That's to
Yeah,
expect.
cool down, yeah.
But yeah, so
I had to stand on point with it earlier just so we tried to.
Did we get up? Well, yeah, like we're trying.
The Haka ended up being.
I mean,
And we finally get top, I think.
I think the fight was just not respecting
Bad.
vision control. Like, they have access to vision on you. You don't have access to vision on them. You're playing too much that the point has to stay on your side when you have all sorts of ways to maneuver around them. Like, you could be taking your camp right now still. You could be positioning in this bush,
And run
waiting
around
for a
at the
pick.
the back, right?
Or, more importantly, you could be
Engage
taking this
them
fort,
around.
which still hasn't fallen. You could be hunting for Dahaka. Or you could just be, say, waiting in this bush right here, looking for a pick. Like, just taking the fight head up when they have vision control on you and not the same. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, the rest of the map is tilted, so we don't need to run at them.
More importantly, you don't need to run at them when they can see you, but you can't
Yeah.
see them. That
For sure, there's just smarter ways of taking them.
That's why Flash gets the good ultimate, and it's why Luna's put into a position where they really
we
don't
kind of
handle
clump around
themselves.
that joke, right? Like
That
maybe.
too. And the Kael'thas flank was
much
weird. That being said, though, Kael'thas, you go in around here, you catch them off guard here, cut off their line of escape. That's another move. So, like, go through here, and then here. Sometimes, and I think this is one of those cases where that works as well. Like, they need one of these
Laser would have
points.
had no one to go onto at all.
They need
I
one
think
of these
this is
points.
where I go
Yeah.
kill Dahaka.
Oh. Oh, about damn time. That man's been making. That man should have died more than by now.
You play great with Malthael, by the way, Doom. Like I've never really seen you play that hero, so good job.
Malthael's fun.
Slain.
Ah, there he goes. And bit far forward, MD. There's no real follow through for your blessed. Fear land. Okay, I hate being Yeti Man here, but this is a 4v5, so I guess you win it in spite of, you know, that. Also, Mariner with the BM. Oh my god. You see that, right?
Hero slain.
So, MB, let's rewatch it from your perspective again. In slow motion. So,
1 minute.
You can see? Yes?
1 second.
Okay. Well then.
My monitor's being dumb. Okay, now I'm ready. Okay. Go whenever.
Okay, so
Hey, Chaos. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I definitely need my team to be up. It's just like now I know we have 4v5, and so I'm just like, I'm ready.
I mean, like this. Like, Yeti Man isn't going to be able to follow up immediately. It won't do any damage.
To be
it's
fair,
gonna...
Yeti did also kind of turn left.
Yeah, because he has to worry about the
Monster.
Blaze engaging on him. Like, he can sort of play from behind you here, but then he split up from his healer, and they flash and dude put damage on him. Like, these two turn on him immediately after. He's just dead. But walking through the oil does allow Blaze to eventually do a lot to him.
Some of that just clumping still, like even a Yeti right on top of each other. Blaze to stun.
But this entire fight can be avoided if you just wait a couple seconds, maintain vision on them, wait for Malphite to come in and flank here.
I was waiting for a while too, but I just didn't wait quite long.
Yep.
But, like that's what I'm like saying. Like if the Blaze does go in while I have shield, though, I think it's just
I mean, I think I came down pretty much straight after I killed the Tahaka.
Yeah.
So
I mean, here's the thing: if you line it up right, you can just shield his charge.
That's true too.
Like, if you're lining it up so you're in between him and whoever his target is going to be, whether it's Valhalla or whether it's the Kilthos, you're just going to be able to press it in the moment you see his wind up, and then you'll catch his cooldown with yours, and then you have a free engage on him. Because he doesn't have bunker, and you have percent damage. You can kill him
Yeah,
every
exactly.
single
I
time.
mean, I could even stand in front and press D, like you know.
Like,
so I think that's the easier response for me, but
I think one of the things going forward with a lot of these is everyone on your team, yourself included, is going to need to be a better judge of whether you win the fight in the long run or the short run. And then this is one of those cases where if you let that fight go for another 20 seconds, you win it 4 kills to nothing.
for sure. No, I definitely need to be more patient with people coming in. I think that's a long-term issue with my game for sure.
Yeah,
I think that's the #1 thing even is getting impatient sometimes. But
yeah, well, it's just an assessment of knowing when the fight gets won. General rule: when you're behind on macro by several levels, you've got catapults coming in. Yeah, you're going to need to take the fight from out of vision and win it in the next couple of seconds. But when you're ahead this substantially, you can afford to wait. Like,
yeah.
making a mistake and losing a fight is far more important for them than it is for you. Like, the fight, you have more to lose by taking the fight recklessly, and they have much more to gain.
The fire comes for you.
Ooh,
For sure,
that would have
for
been a nice
sure.
camp. So I assume you take the spot side. Why? No, it's okay.
yeah, I slow play it. Well, I slow play a little bit because we're 3-on-3. I go to bottom after the wall.
I don't think you need to slow play it here because their primary source of burn on you is the Gul'dan, and he's dead. When the carry is gone, you're just allowed to run wild with the DK. Junkrat doesn't do nearly enough. Right now you have less duration than you have actual HP. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this DK ends up decaying to time rather than dying. Yeah, I'm gonna call that a missed opportunity.
I have seen enough.
2 walls is a little low for a DK, but I mean, yeah, I definitely.
Wizard's fine. Okay, let's look at these talents, shall we? Both of Storms, good. Final Curtain, Radiating's Faith's fine. Real talk, though. Holy Renewal. Let's look at this right now. So this heals for a grand total of 35. You've got 2 blinds. If they hit 4 people, that's 40. That's more than what Laws of Hope gives.
Oh, okay, for sure. But you can also
The
have
synergy between
things
these
like...
2 talents is insane.
I know. I agree, but I think sometimes you can get value out of the CDR. I don't know, and having more CC is just good. on the tank, you know, especially into a team. I don't take the right talent is what I do in this game because I'm so used to taking the double blind. But if I take the CDR, my argument is, you know, I'm getting really, really good WQs in this game. Just like, and I'm staying in there autoing them. And then I get another WQ. That's really strong, but...
Yeah, but you don't need another WQ.
Do I need more healing, though, too, on Joe, who has, you know... I don't know. In this game, I
don't know.
agree with you though. I only take Laws of Hope in like 10% of my games. So.
Okay, so you kill the keep here, I assume.
Yeah,
Let's...
I get what you're saying.
We eventually kill the keep.
Yeah, you got 20. Doesn't matter how long it takes. So the question I have to ask Doom: why Curtain instead of the Return?
I kind of like Curtain into like two people just like to stand in front without much mobility, because it's easier to keep marks for jumping. But I honestly don't play a lot in Malthael, so
Control the shrines.
I don't have like I don't know him as well as
The
some
free
of the other
buyback
people.
is really good, but yeah, I can see where this ends. Like, it
Control both.
okay, there it
shrines.
goes. It should be really trivial for you guys to close it out now. One kill is just going to lead to a complete spiral. Okay,
we
they
mess up slightly
they do a
on the
little bit of
break.
Benny Hills, but
Whatever. Yeah. We had a slight mess up where call wasn't followed and Dahaka was about to get off.
Yeah, then I get a free flank on that.
Not a big deal.
goodbye, Flash. That's another bomb. Okay,
I'm calling the Dahaka on me. Just...
that is bloody hell. There they go. All right, let's go to the next game.
The last one's a BOE game, and it's one of those games where like we outkilled them in this game, by the way.
Yeah.
So
Oh
we
yeah,
just
the first
lost
game.
because they just won the race so hard early, and then we had one really bad fight at the end that kind of sealed it.
Okay, that
But, like they had a really good start early.
sounds like a
then
very
we
unusual BOE
stabilized,
game. But
and then
long and short,
yeah.
MB, it's literally just waiting for the moment
Just be more patient.
when your crowd control converts
I get a
to
little
the rest of
excited
the
with
damage.
Joe.
Yeah.
Blessed Shield's so strong, you know.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's not
Fun.
strong in the way you're using it. You're not drawing out all of the strength with it. Like it's just, it's being there. It's allowing you to clump them up. But generally speaking, when you fire Blessed Shield, it should be like what happened to those two poor bastards when they got hit by the wall shield. Like it should land.
For sure,
When
it's
it
immediate
lands,
delete.
the people who are caught by it should die. It's
For
like
sure, I
Mosh
think
in that
usually they
sense.
do. So yeah, no, it's
But in a lot of these
Mosh at
cases,
20.
they don't die. When I say die, I mean as in they die
in a
effectively
few seconds. Yeah.
the second the ult is over. Okay, these are interesting comps. It's Blaze main tank again. Urel's always fun. Greymane. How do you
Oh,
lose?
this game.
How do you lose this one?
No, it's
the
called
clip-
they race better than us.
No, the Cliff
and-
Notes version is Greymane engages a half second before any CC at an MBB comes.
That's true too.
That happens every fight.
I remember one time where he went in and he said, "Shield, shield, shield!" Like, and he's in there. And I'm like,
It sounds to
That's-
me like you guys basically let them get chipped for free and just lose off of that. Is this gonna be you build Li Ming, the legendary? Oh my god, this goes for 21 minutes. Oh,
no, it's literally they win the first two objectives because they outrace us due to both positioning and I don't really know, just not being able to race them. And then we come back and start killing them and have a level lead. And we take it back, able to get like the next, is it just the next objective? Like a full objective, the next one. Get their keeps down, and then we have one really bad clump team fight where we get silenced into at the end of the game. And that's GG. And there's some of Greymane getting ahead of me too, but it's not, I don't know if that's it. Like, I think some of the racing issues were much bigger.
actually, I need to see
Cause this is a Joe. This is a Joe game too, right? Sorry, I'm not like. See, I take the
I'm
blind.
about to judge you for something. Should I or should I not?
Just go into it.
What is it?
Let's watch it from MB perspective.
Am I over blinding or something?
I'm just gonna watch this charge here. Can Yeti Man dodge it? Yes.
Yes, I could have.
Yeah. Okay. I think MB can posture and just iron skin it, but I don't think this should land either.
Agree. I have a couple good dodges on him later, but it just if I was excellent, I wouldn't be in B.
Oh, you're fine.
We started it.
We've also only been together for like 2 weeks, by the way. Too.
Oh yeah, this was our first game after practicing finally.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, it's because of all the drama with Pina, so we basically changed out cheating process.
Okay. Unfortunate.
For sure.
But yeah. Every time his blade charges, he should lose about 40% of his HP. Like, I think you're supposed to look to keep him there and then let Yeti Men burst him down. Okay, no problem. And you guys are winning mostly on chip, but I think you're kind of missing the window to do the camp now. At the very least, somebody should be going up to the Bruiser camp in like the next 10 seconds.
We get them up there eventually. I think we are a little late. We get bot camp though too.
How late though are we talking?
We're late. We do it late.
Way too late. Yeah, this is going to. I'm gonna bet you're gonna finish this sometime around 3 rather than before 3.
Well, not only that, but he has to tap.
Hot damn, that was pretty good for a solo, but yeah, no, they're gonna start burning way in advance. Just inefficient allocation of resource. Okay, you got a siege camp out of it. I think the fight for that, you guys just sort of posture around here for this camp the moment it comes up in like the first couple of minutes, and you're good. Then you could send Greymane to the topside camp, because I think your Royal Greymane beats Leoric pretty handily, and Brightwing can always come up deal with it. Doom should be on the stall right now.
That's a good point.
But
sure. use the Brightwing.
You know,
the 2-3.
yeah, you're not really using the global here. Honestly, though, you have access to blinds, especially on Lunara. Oh my word, they took Blossom Swell. Fascinating. So they're not even really building a race, if I'm being real with you. But who shouldn't be here out of these 10? Can anybody tell me?
Greymane?
Ding.
Yeah. If we send him over there.
A 4-1 split with a Lunara makes complete sense. Because even if they manage to flank around and get onto the Greymane, you can always just send Luna onto Vala. You can defend, and you can attack at the same time with this kind of split. Although you're going to have to eat a lot of orbs to make it work.
I think that's kind of the issue.
Which means you kind of have to run face first at this wall to block those orbs before they reset.
Yeah, I think I even called for us to try to eat some orbs, but it's kind of tough because we're running around at half
It's the
health
range
too,
in which you eat them. So you basically just... You want to break her reset, if anything, so you kind of have to position exactly here, given her spot.
Yeah, the problem was we were both like sub 50% already.
You dodge
and
all of them
there.
and don't give her any cooldown reduction, because you just lose all your HP here. And Greymane's just not going to be able to outrace.
Stop!
Cat or dog? You're all in the right lane, and it's just shouldn't be too bad.
I don't think it is too bad.
You win the first one. Like, the first objective very rarely matters in this map, and I don't think it mattered here. So do they have vision control, or do they have some... Whoops. They have Sentinel Wisp. They don't have vision control. Okay. Oops, let's go back to normal speed. Okay. So, you know what my biggest pet peeve is? Dodging an orb at melee range, only to watch it get and hit someone on the back range. That is always tragic, because you know people are like, oh, I'm just going to assume this orb doesn't get dodged. Also, how is that not subdue completion? I must know.
Good point. I wondered that too.
It should be a completed subdue. Outright robbery. Yeah. Nice Iron Skin. It looks like Valhalla is going to go down here. No. Okay, wow. What? That explains it. Yeah, the Lunar did not go for burst damage. They're completely leaving that up to the Ming. They basically just have poke on the objective. But you guys can outrace them so easily given what they've taken. Just with Greymane.
So it looks like we just need to position the race faster, I think.
Pretty much, yeah. The first one, you lose the initial jump. Valhalla is left on his own on the camp for no reason when Luna could have helped. And, uh-oh. Please no. Do not take that siege camp. And now this I find interesting. Jeez. Eat a boatload of damage there, MB. And, yeah, it's not a good exchange. Oh yeah, and the Liming has better race thanks to that 7. So they do have Seeker. Neat. Once again, Greymane should be in a 1-4 here. You're looking to win a team fight, you're not looking to win the objective right now. Like, you should be just looking to stalemate and then win the OBJ. It's a more efficient use of resources here. That, and you probably should just send MJ to catch Soak. Like, oh my word, you're gonna miss so much. And you have 10 priority so hard. And like with 10, this entire ballgame changes because you can actually kill him in a team fight easily. And you just win the OBJ. Like, you don't even need to have MJ defending here. You can just send JoJo. And it's a pure race phase. And he was forced to tap, so you won't be able to actually defend it. And here's the 10s. I'm guessing you're going to kill several here. But I guarantee you they're going to get that objective. Might not be immediately, but you're not winning this one.
So the issue is just not being ready to race right away in the 4-1 and not having that plan.
Well, no,
basically.
It's nothing about... That was the problem with the first one. The problem with the second one is where people are going. Greymane should have been on the bot side point here. JoJo should have been here. Brightwing should have been there. Tychus should have been ready to follow up and punish Blaze or Leo.
Yeah.
Yrel should be here, catching Soak, getting you 10. Leo has to follow the same, or he's gimping his team because you'll have ults which will allow you to kill them. You'll probably match pace with them when it comes to race, but you'll be up on XP, given how they're playing, given how Mariners is playing. And then you just
I didn't realize
the
that Lunara didn't go race.
Yeah. Like, you're just losing to the dude chipping because you're eating trim orbs so many times and you're not blocking the Qs. Like, basically, all you have to do is slide to the left or the right for the first orb, let the first Seeker in, and then constantly get in her face and make sure that she can't land all 3 missiles onto the Immortal. Like, that's literally all you have to do there. And, of course, keep an eye on Blaze and don't get stunned by him, but That's more of Tychus's job. Like, Tychus just needs to make sure that it's impossible for Blaze to play safely. Because now, I imagine they're going to get a fort, and now the game gets harder. Yeah, no, Odin's still fine here. Actually, you guys... Jeez. Jeez Louise. If they have any save ults here that aren't sound barrier, you don't get those picks. Like, the cleanse could give Def so many opportunities to save this man.
For sure.
But
yeah, that was a bit of a mistake. I called it that just right away.
I mean, you have Odin, you can zone them out and kill it out pretty quickly. I feel like fighting past the Immortal is something that is only a technique that's valid under one specific edge case scenario.
Well, I felt like they were just so clumped, and like you said, like they didn't have the ults to save themselves, so it just felt pretty free.
But now you're not hitting the Immortal.
Oh, for sure.
And think about the outcomes of that play, like from both angles of a swing. If you lose that team fight, they aren't just going to take the fort, they're going to take wall, potentially keep. If you completely swing this, you still have to deal with the Immortal, and you still have to clear it. So in best case scenario, you get to free clear. The only time I think you really want to fight past an Immortal to that extreme extent is when they will be able to kill your core if it's them pushing alongside the Immortal. You just take a late game team fight.
I guess.
So
I
that
still
you
think
can
we save
clear
that
for
fort
free.
though if Tychus doesn't die.
Yeah, you do, because you have enough damage, but if you zoned out their DPS with blinds, you're doubly wasting their time. And with the threat of Tychus, you could have killed it anyways. So I feel like it's an overzealous play there.
And if it dies earlier, the fort probably has more health too.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's counters that we
Yeah. It just... It's a low expected value play to begin with. And what you had there was practically just a middle-of-the-road outcome. Like, literally, it was just a 1-for-1 trade. Imagine if it were a 2-for-1 trade, and they just take more value out of it, and they solidify it.
To be fair, the one on our side was a misplay, so, but yeah.
Yeah, but a misplay is always going to be the end result of any bad play to begin with. Like, if the underlying play is bad, the inevitable outcome of that underlying bad play is that there's going to be misplay.
Don't fight past unless it's very obvious. It's, you know, or unless it's like...
Unless it's a do-or-die situation where you cannot clear the Immortal and save your core.
By the way. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, that might give Leo some free... Okay, we're going.
I just lost that time. It was really bad from the show. I should have... It took us so long.
Ooh, everybody makes it out alive this time. Yeah.
I also forgot about the camp.
I don't know. I feel like you guys are just a little bit rattled. Like, it's only one catapult, and you already have the superior race. Plus, you have a global and
that was a
Lunara.
horrible misplay by them, though, is what I'm saying. Like, why are they pushing so far up when we're off map? Like, all we needed to do was go to the left, and we would have won that fight easily. I don't know what I was doing there.
But they're pushing there for one very simple reason. Like, they've got Leo putting the pressure here. You're going to have to answer both of these. Answering at 5 and looking for a team fight, just as you've done here, I think it might give Leo half this keep. I mean, 4 today.
It does.
Let's hear, how much does he take?
I still think we should have wiped 4, though, if we just played that correctly.
You could have.
I get your point. But I think we also, like, if we're a well-skilled team, we just leave, like, Tychus top, and then we bring everyone else bot, and we still win that fight.
But what's the best case scenario in that one? You maybe take a fort. The waves are too pushed up,
all
too.
of them, get a fort, yeah.
Well, that's the best case
I mean, we only
scenario.
get a fort if we, like, completely wipe the floor with them.
Yeah. And even if
But I
you
feel like we
do,
should,
and even if you do in that 5v4, Leo gets a fort anyways.
That's true.
So your best case scenario is kind of equal to...
That's why I said if we
what they're
split
gonna
with the
get.
Tychus, then he's not going to go for it.
Okay, Valhalla, I think, again, is missing an opportunity to race.
I did keep asking if you wanted me to go anchor. You wanted me to go hold something.
Well, for sure, for sure.
And you called no.
This is our worst play of the game. This is my worst moment of the game.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah, the Seeker could be blocked. The Orb shouldn't be
I
blocked.
wanted to do like a high level play here where like.
So he calls us, we go around. So we do.
I wanted to go around and like just collapse.
Oh, lordy. Oh, lord.
They kind of just react really well to it.
We follow the call.
No, for sure, it was a bad call. I knew it like as soon as it happened. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. By the
No,
way, I
they
remember
reacted in a
asked
very like I thought they were gonna collapse in that choke more, and then they just didn't, and then I was like, oh shit. They positioned.
Oh, lordy. How does this game go on for another 10 minutes?
Because their comp is so shitty.
I mean,
More or less.
their comp isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Kind of playing it really weird because you guys have let them. Let's see here. Keep, I assume. Oh, lordy. And now we're fighting behind it again, and yeah, you're.
Yeah, I don't know why we went under.
I didn't call the fight
Immortal.
under that, by the way. I told them I was just zoning, and then Vol went in anyways.
So
I mean, you're the one who died,
miscommunication.
so.
Yes, because I had to go in with them. We went in, and I was like, oh shit.
It's one of those fights that evolves when all parties are reacting to each other instead of actually communicating.
Like, I called, like, hey, I don't want to fight you.
It's a screw up. That's why you ping danger in the direction that you're moving in this scenario. Like, seriously, they'll ping more. That's one of the easiest ways to communicate your intentions. Like, if your ping is directly contradicting what you're actually doing, it works wonders for making sure that people don't react to your positioning in ways that kills them and possibly you. Because one of the things I think should be obvious is every player reacts to the positioning of every other player in a dynamic manner. So if you're positioning for an engage, regardless of what you're saying, your teammates are thinking, oh, are we engaging?
I said it out loud, like, very clearly. It wasn't like...
Practice, synergy, understanding what other people's players' behavior are. It happens. Oh, nice pick. Let's see here. Where do we go? Nice kill. Well, for you guys, don't really have a lot of options to engage them because they've got two anchors that can easily chip you out. Also, God, those missiles, you can't really dodge them anymore. But real talk, that's a lot of soak. Still looking for fights, but
We're so far behind, though, yeah, looking for
you're only
fights seems-
behind in terms of catapults, though. And how do you solve the problem of catapults threatening your structures? You kill them. I mean, all of this means that you just don't have anyone to defend. Okay. Person who should be clearing, at least in part, probably Brightwing. Probably a little bit. Oh, wow, that's aggressive. We're going to have to move back here.
Vol just kind of runs in and says, shield,
Wow.
shield, 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 shield! And I'm like, And so I just whiffed my shield completely.
Yeah.
I somehow still win this fight, but I don't understand how. It's really been hard to play like shit.
Nice kill, Doom.
Yeah, no,
This.
no, it was a completely luck-based fight. Like, that
What on
was so bad.
earth? All of you, except for Yeti and Doom, should be dead right now. And you lost the keep for that play.
I'd
So-
take that, though. I would
so-
easily take a keep for a full immortal.
Here you are
Yes, most
continuing to
seriously.
high roll. And this time, the cost of your roll on the slot machine was very, very expensive.
I don't think so. I think, like, how are they gonna end?
I
end no
agree
matter
that it
what.
was expensive, but I think we were already in a sort of desperate situation where we had to high roll.
Like they win a single fight, they end the game. Our core's at 80%. I don't think that half key mattered at all.
But does it need to be a fight under their immortal?
No, and I didn't want I didn't call that fight. Well, just kind of black went in just then. Chill.
Now you have a chance to come back. See how you roll
it
with
worked
it.
out, but I do think you gotta wait a little more. Wait for my shield to go in pretty good.
Okay, let's slow it down. Okay, Leo's on the back line. You have a numbers advantage here.
Can we
You
see
gotta...
how we missed that Blaze pick though? Like, that seems
Yeah,
like
you missed. Okay, that's with a lot. Wait, are they actually? They're not backdooring here. There's no way.
No,
I'm parting right now, I think. Although I misplay and the Leo ends up killing me with his silence.
Okay, we're gonna pretend that doesn't happen. I'm just gonna focus on this fight.
I mean, when he kills me, he's at 10% health, so he has to run away anyway, so he can't keep pushing. But
Okay, MB. Here's a niche
Yeah.
thing that you should know about. Your healer has a lot of heals. You have your own mitigation tools. Heck, you probably have your self heals.
Yeah, so I
with
missed
Holy
my
Renewal.
D there. That happened.
So here's what you do in the scenario. So let me tell you exactly when it is. Right here. Right now. Wait, where is it? Oh, come on. No, it's that key. There we go. You fire off one of your blinds, and then you just sort of hang around here, just in tower range. Eat a couple of tower shots. Let this thing push up without taking any damage, and let it break whenever you take more than, I don't know, 2 or 3
so you're
shots.
saying you
Go back
use
in.
my health as a resource for
You
that.
use your health as a resource instead of, just going for an engage that you don't need here. Like, if you really want to do something here, try to
I just
maximize
felt
the HP
desperate
of this.
again because we have no keeps, and I'm like,
Yeah,
maybe
but-
one more kill we could end. But yeah, no, it's definitely hard.
But I think you have a more realistic chance, at least, of killing them the second that keep is down. The second they're down,
okay, I see that.
defenses.
Yeah.
That, and also the fight you were looking for in the
Oh,
lane.
yeah.
Because Valhalla's going in when they need to. It's just unfortunate Flash gets the kill. But you've got the kill on the Li Ming. It's basically just up to Flash and Valhalla to do damage.
We actually get the Blaze here. Yeah. Second. He does something stupid like that.
Question is, can the rest of you stay alive? Okay, that's unfortunate.
Okay, also. But yeah, we can't end because we're just.
And now it's inevitable. That was the last push. And given how quickly those catapults would have killed the job. What options are on your table
quickly
here?
do this because I'm like, I don't think they're gonna.
You
think to
can't
come down
send
here, and if they do,
Brightwing
they don't have
because
much.
of Entomb. Honestly, yeah.
They don't backdoor here. Just look at the last fight. The last fight is really bad, and that's how we lose. So I just want to look at that.
I don't
Because
know.
again, people got. So you talked about the last guy about me getting overexcited. This is a great example of other people getting overexcited.
Wait, this was the miscommunication because I was following the call to go bot at a certain point. He stops. May I? He stops going bot. I notice he stopped, and I say, "Hey!" So he calls bot, right? So I'm following the call exactly. The other two didn't. I say, "Hey, why have you stopped?" And he goes, "They're late." So then when they came here, I pushed up with him. We get killed. Brightwing jumped in there.
No, I'm not
It's just a lot of clumping, and I just waited so long because everyone went around. See how like 3 people ended up going around the top instead of down through the bottom of that camp, and it caused this really weird split. And then we wait to get back together, and now we're way too close together. And we all come through the same choke.
Yeah. Okay, we're.
It's so frustrating.
This play is completely fixable.
I should be coming around through the bottom probably.
Here?
Well, because we'd follow
No.
you then.
You come around along through
yeah, no,
here.
I should be coming
here,
around wider though. Yeah, exactly.
Here, like you come
Yeah,
through a place
no.
where they can't see you, but you can potentially see them.
I think I was just so distracted because it was like taking forever. Like I came from the same exact spot everyone else did, and it's taking them like.
You should have
years
information
longer.
that Leo is right here on the flank. You, Giga and Brighton teleports in just as the Entomb comes up, and then you know the everything. Yeah,
no, but I definitely need to be doing the flank angles, and I think that's just something with communication, and I think we've covered pretty well. But
I think part of the problem is your positioning in such a way that you still have a way to retreat back out the way you came. I mean, why the heck does retreat matter at this point? Like, why does being able to run away matter? Like, just
yeah, the game's right here.
The game is right here. However, this team fight goes, cut off their line of retreat as well. Get behind them, cut them off from their healing fountain, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to high roll your way to the last victory. Here, how do I put this? You guys are just pushing in too much without protecting your flanks. Like that's all there really is to it.
So I think it's like twofold. Like I should have come around the back. We should have come around the backside. Me in particular, at least one of the two CC people.
I mean, not here.
I also think
this is a nightmare.
Yeah, no, for sure. But the other thing is, I don't think the DPS should be coming in that early either. I think I should be in there alone. So if they engage on me, I'm fine, right? I'm like, I can get Z'd, I can press my D. I'll be fine. We don't lose the game. Like we all just kind of clumped in, and it's kind of because we all arrived at different times, and I was waiting back. And then when they did get there, everyone was like really excited to get going. So I think it's a mixture of the two, for sure. But
well, I think we've covered the entire series. What are the big themes of each game? Tomb, primarily your ability to flank as a tank.
And for me is just flanking and playing out of vision more,
and making sure that you're not someone that can be engaged. Clumping is a big common theme in all of the games. The Dragonshire game, you have more opportunities to chip, more opportunities to take fights slowly. This game, go to Gambling Anonymous.
Be on time to race, right? Like that's like the main thing. And in note we're gonna do ahead of time. I think that was the main thing.
Make sure you get the camps on time. Making sure you don't have to have your Greymane back. Making sure that your Greymane is actually racing, stalemating, and soaking early game. And you guys still beat them out on soak for a good portion of this game. You're never that far behind on soak, which is wild.
Well, we were winning the team fights. Like I think we have more kills than them at the end of the game.
Let's
it's just
like you guys do have more from that, but you also have basically the same for minions. Like they're kind of just right now rolling off of their passive advantage from structures. Like you guys are actually holding your own in most relevant departments.
We just played the macros so poorly on that map. I feel like is the main thing.
And well, a lot of it is defending these as 4 when you can just defend as 3. Have one race. Well, defending as 5 actually. You just have one race. You have one soak. Heck, it could be Brightwing. Heck, if you really wanted to, you could just have Johanna stall, have Tychus and Greymane race, have Brightwing soak the other lane, just rip a talent advantage before halftime, have the 3 that I was talking about, Tychus, Brightwing, and Johanna defend. Heck, you can probably have Urel for that, and then just have Greymane solo race. Like,
that's something I need to consider more on BOE, because a lot of people don't understand those kind of soaking during objective right at our level. Like that just
soaking during objective is kind of mandatory on this map, and I wish I could explain it to
no
my
one does
team.
it at our level. Yeah, like no one does it at the A, B, C level. So no, that's a good advice. That's very easy, especially if we want to play Brightwing, because Brightwing's global is great. But I think she brings a lot of other fun things to the table. Like
here's the other 2 options that you should consider if you can play them. Dahaka Falstad are also really great here. And they're also really great with catching the topside camps, because if you can take a siege camp for free, you can just sort of pressure the offlane or keep them stuck for a while, and you'll be good.
Does anyone here play
I mean, early game, if we sent either DPS, but Greymane probably the best option, top, we could have taken that camp easy mode.
You could have taken that camp quite easily. You could have sent
Like
them
Leo
there.
couldn't have done a damn thing to stop it.
Yep. And more importantly, Brightwing could have actually come down, gone top if they really wanted to. And more importantly, Tychus can just clear out the camp they take bot lane. You can send Brightwing for this camp at the 2-minute mark, and you're good. Like, you should have gotten one of these camps in the first 30 seconds, and you should have gotten this camp maybe 10 seconds earlier from when you actually did.
Yeah, I think that's
and
the big thing,
had done it with healer and DPS.
Yeah,
like, just
we don't need Brightwing to get that bot camp, even if that was the play. So.
And I mean, if you really want to do it, you be very scared of this entire wall because Li Ming is going to fire orbs from it. You play sort of around here, use the camp as a human shield, and don't let her get resets, especially if it's post 4. Anyways, I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah, thanks again for doing this VOD review with us. I really appreciate it.
Cheers.
Let you know. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
A lot of stuff that you can work on. It's not unsalvageable, of course.
For sure. It's second week, too, of us playing together, so...
Yeah, and for you, MB, just... You are going to need to emphasize looking for 2 moments. Moments where you can fire your crowd control from out of vision and completely take people by surprise, and then
when
just
I don't
kill
have
them immediately.
Cooldowns getting out, right? Like that's the other big thing.
That's another big thing. But the second moment you're trying to look for with your crowd control is the moment they're engaging on your DPS, just before they actually get the damage out. Hit them with your crowd control to both get an engage and stop their engage. Because if you can do both of those at the same time, you will always get more value out of your ult or your crowd control.
Again, I just want to make sure too, because again, a feedback I was getting when I was playing more out of vision is just the, and I think we've done it a million times, is creating space. So how can the DPS play where they know they can have space, like, you know?
Well, if it's a Junkrat, they just need to play within traps.
So that was a comment originally made when I was playing Hanzo and Chromie. And my projectiles weren't making it to your engages because of a bruiser between me and you.
Yeah, like
that's when that comment was made.
That's honestly the other thing that's important to note, that flanking isn't always the strategy.
For sure, and I think those comps had issues too, if I remember
like,
right.
It's very much a question of whether or not your DPS can actually get in range for your flank.
Yeah.
So you actually have to be a good judge of the effective range and the safe range of your own DPS.
Those are things... I think I'm getting a good picture of it right now, so I think we just need more practice. Hopefully I start feeling better so we can get more of these.
Well, also, if we can practice me on more mages that can, like, 'cause here's the thing, when we talk about a mage like Jaina, or like Gul'dan, or like...
burst damage mages.
Kel'Thas, well, no, specifically not burst projectile mages. Those mages are all able to do great deals of damage.
Oh, I love Jaina
in meat and potatoes, right? Like, they can, like, Jaina's abilities just hit. Chromie's only do at 18.
I'm going to be off now.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you,
well, thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I do hope you all have access to the VOD. I'll probably upload it to YouTube, and I'll send you that link so you have something more stable.
Yeah, I'll post it for Luna, because I think...
Whenever you need to ask questions, I will be available.
Perfect.
Generally.